you have to really get to know your fellow board members and take the time to understand the context, because I would say there's been times where I feel like I was already had an opinion on an outcome that I've had to change my mind because I took the time to listen to a fellow board member, right? My best advice that I can give when I think of dealing with self-doubt and entering a boardroom where there's a lot of talented people, a lot of different qualifications, and I think all of us truly want to add value. So what I always would try to do is be as prepared as possible, but then engage with other members of the board. So the more you get to know other board members, the more comfortable you are. And that in itself, I felt like it made a difference. And then I would always listen intently to the conversation and think about what was being said, try to understand perspectives. And I remember many times, and I would say it still happens today, where I think of a question and I've wondered, oh, is that a good question? Did I miss something? Did I not read it properly? And I don't ask it. And then I find someone else will ask it, and it garners a good conversation. So I've just started to trust myself more, and I ask the questions and have genuine curiosity, for what's happening, help me understand, whatever the case may be. And the more you do that, the more comfortable you become, and then it becomes easier. So you just naturally build confidence. And, I would say just keep moving forward, keep taking one step at a time, have genuine curiosity, and it just naturally happens. So I started serving on not-for-profit boards really as a way to engage in a community, and it was one of my first executive appointments when I worked for a big bank, BMO, and I just decided that how do I engage, how do I meet people in the community, and it seemed like a natural thing to do because I always wanted to give back, so there was a genuine desire there. And what I found is it was incredibly rewarding. And not only do you really get to know some amazing community members who give so much of their time, but you really truly understand the needs in your community. And what I have learned over the years is no matter what the organization, there's always a need. And it's a really great way of giving back to your community in a meaningful way. And I think everybody and anybody could add value. So if you go in with a genuine desire to help, then I think good things will come of that. And the only other thing I would say about not-for-profit is you have to be passionate about the cause. There's so many great causes out there. And for me, there was always, I always took the time to think about what was I truly interested in, because I knew that if I was interested or passionate about what the cause was, then I knew I would engage that much more. And so it's always made a difference for me. I'm currently on the board of a hospital, local hospital, and it was they have the regional cancer center. I went through breast cancer. And, so I really felt lucky to have had that resource close to home, and I appreciated the depth and how much of a need there was in the community, and it just motivated me to want to be involved and to help make sure that we continue to deliver excellent healthcare in our community. So that always happens. the great thing about different people on a board is you get different opinions, different perspectives, different backgrounds and experiences. And with that, you naturally will get differing opinions. And my approach to that is to always listen, genuinely listen. So not listen thinking about what's the next thing I'm going to say. I try to understand perspective. And then if I find that we're in a session where you're kind of circling around an issue and we're struggling because it is contentious and people aren't agreeing, then I try to help bottom line. So I would probably step in with a statement to say, okay, so what I'm hearing is, and your opinion is, but we're all struggling to get to a decision. So perhaps here's how we move forward today. And I consider myself a collaborator. I have a bit of a story behind that, how I got there, but it is part of I'm going to call it a leadership attribute. And I think it's an important role because you have to help people say, okay, let's pause, here's what we're hearing, and then how do we move forward in a meaningful way. It's a saying to say you're humbled, but I was truly humbled to be recognized with the award. And the reason for that is I work and have been on boards with so many incredible women, and I've learned so much from women who participate and mentor, and I would say lead by example in so many different ways. So for me, winning the award at this point in my career, where I've evolved from full-time corporate work into actually committing to board work as my, I'm going to say my career and work that I really want to do. It was very fulfilling. It gave me confidence that I am on the right path, that I can make a difference. And I actually appreciate the community and the support and the learning that I've had from the Women Get On Board organization.